You've been poking at that phone since your eggs went cold, bud. What in the world are you hunting?
I'm hunting a picture, Birdie. One picture of my granddaughter, Lila. She's up on my shoulders. Somewhere in here amongst these 4,000 other photographs.
Well, good luck. I got 4,000 faces come through that door, and I remember every last one. You know how? I don't. I call 'em sis and bud and let 'em think I do. That's my system. Works just fine without no phone.
Why, Lila, she taught me a system of my own.
Grandpa, quit typing in names. Type in what you remember from the picture. Were you outside? Was there something close by that might have wound up in the shot? The water tower down by the tracks? The river? Just type in the way you remember it.
The river wouldn't be in it. But them swing sets would be.
You done wool gathering? 'Cause I could have fried a steak in the time you was gone.
I ain't typing Lila. I'm typing swing set.
Huh, well, I'll be. There she is.
That was something else, wasn't it? Why, I just typed in them two little words, swing set. That's what uncovered it. That AI business, it went in there and found that one picture I was looking for, me and my Lila. And it done it quicker than I could have found my glasses, to be honest with you. So you see, the obstacle I had, the wall, wasn't that I couldn't share a picture. It was that I had 4,000 of them dadgum things in that contraption. Too many, and what it always wound up with was me throwing up my hands and saying, what's the use? I can't do it. I can't find it. But now that I know I can use that natural language search, well, I reckon I can find just about anything in there that I'm looking for if I try a little bit. And not that slow neither, real quick. Now, don't you go taking my word for it, though. Y'all come on in the house and we'll learn it together on the big screen, nice and slow. Okay, old guys and gals, here we are at the Old Guy's PC again. I thought I'd demonstrate for you what Lila taught the old guy about searching for photos I thought I'd lost. First thing we'll do is type in photos.google.com, which will get us to our Google photo collection. These are all the photos that are saved or backed up to our Google account. Once we hit enter here, it should populate the screen with our collection of photos that have been saved or backed up. Now, what I remembered about that day was that Lila and I were standing in front of a swing set. So right here in the search bar, I'll type in swing set. Oh, looks like it's two words instead of one. Spelling's never been the old guy's strength. So once we hit swing set, hit enter, why, there's all the results from all of those photos, and it pulls up exactly the photo that I was missing and wanting to find because we remembered there was a swing set in the background. But what if I hadn't remembered it was a swing set and all I remembered was that we were on a playground that day? We can go back and search for playground and see what Google Photos search can pull up for us. And I'm pretty sure playground is one word and not two. There you go. We'll hit enter and see what she does. And looky there, folks. There's the photos that Google thinks are at a playground. And once again, there's the photo that I was missing and looking for. Now let's say that I hadn't remembered swing set or playground, and all I remembered was that that particular day, Miss Lila was begging me to give her a shoulder ride. She always wanted to be perched up on top of the old guy as we marched around and did things together. So we'll type shoulder ride in here and see what we get. We got her typed into the search bar. Now when we hit enter, what it should return to us is all the photos that it thinks might look like somebody giving somebody a shoulder ride. We'll see what happens. Well, there you go. What do you think? And it's a smaller set of search results, but there's that photo I've been missing. Now I know where it's at, and not only that, I know how I can find it. That Miss Lila taught me this lesson. Hello, gals and guys. I reckon there's some of you out there, keen-eyed viewers, and you're wondering to yourself, I can practically hear you saying it. Old guy, I thought we was learning about AI, artificial intelligence. What does all this photograph sorting and finding have to do with anything like AI? Well, that's an honest question, my friend, and it deserves an honest answer, so I'll give you one. Some of the experts in the AI industry, why, they got a name for what we just did there when we was searching up the photograph of Miss Lilabelle and I down at the playground. Yep, they call that thing natural language search. And natural language search is really two different artificial intelligence things working together to pull off what we just managed. So we'll break them down one at a time. So there's these two parts that make up natural language search. The way that works is the first part we call C's. That's where the AI understands the contents of all of the photographs. It has gone through all of the photographs and labeled it in a computing way of labeling that tells it what's inside the photograph. How did it know how to do that? Because it was trained on millions, perhaps billions of images that have been labeled by humans in the past. Now, that's the C's part of natural language search. It understands the contents of the photos. The second part is what we call Here's. And this is something that we've encountered in the past in episodes called large language models. The large language model has an understanding, a grasp of what language is and how it works. And so it has a computing sort of an understanding of what the words mean that we type into the search bar. When we type the word swing set, it understands what a swing set means, and then it can go and match up against the first part, the contents of the photographs, pull all of those photographs that look like they have a swing set in it, and present it to us in the search results. So we have the two parts of natural language search. The C's, where the AI understands the contents of the photograph, and the Here's, the AI understanding what the words mean that we type in the search bar. Now, guys and gals, I reckon there's something I think we ought to sit with for just a minute. I mentioned back there that AI was trained on images that were labeled by humans. And the truth of the matter is that that's painstaking, one image at a time, labeling work. And those people, some of them were paid mighty little to do that hard work. And there's an honest debate going on about that and just how fair it is. We won't solve that question in this here episode, but the old guy will be taking up issues like that one on down the road in future episodes. But for right now, I thought it was appropriate that we pause for a minute, recognize that there were human hands involved in the background, and that we can appreciate the work that those folks done as we use this amazing tool called natural language search. Understanding that human hands were involved in it, why, let's use it for good purpose. We can put photographs into the hands of real humans who will deeply appreciate and cherish those photographs. We found out how to find the photographs. In the next part, we're going to learn how to share those photographs with people who will appreciate them. All right, old guys and gals, this part of the episode, we're going to be demonstrating a little thing about photo albums and how we can share those. Here we are in our address bar at the Google homepage. We'll be pasting in the address for our Google Photos, photos.google.com. There you go. You type that in. When we hit enter, it should pull up our Google Photos. Now looky there. There's Miss Lilabelle up first and best dressed. What we'll be doing is selecting the photographs of Lilabelle to add them to an album. We'll begin here and start scrolling back through our camera history. And here's a little trick Lilabelle showed me. You can drag this little bar on the timeline over here to scroll all the way back through your history of photos. In my case, we'll be scrolling back to 2008 when we've got some pictures of Miss Lilabelle when she was only 4 years old. There she is, already a studying, playing with blocks. Ain't she something? Cute as a bug, that girl. Anyhow, we'll continue scrolling up through the timeline, selecting all the photos. There's the one I was looking for. There she is again. Now we're seeing her at about 7 years old. My gosh almighty, was she active. Yep, that's my Lilabelle. And we can use that little time bar trick that we did to get to the beginning. We can just tap on it over there and click and hold and drag that sucker all the way up to the top. Keep on scrolling up. Pretty quick, we'll be back up to her current time. Oh, there she is, 2026 in February. We'll select that one and this one. And we'll select these two. And I think that'll get us right back to the beginning of her photo album. Oh, there's a couple more with that little rascal of a child she's got. There's a couple more at her art class. And now we've arrived back at the beginning. So Our next step here is we'll be clicking on this little plus button up in the right hand top corner. That'll allow us to add a new album. And we'll go over here to the menu that pulls up, click New Album. And when you do that, why, looky there. She puts her all in one new album, all of the photos of Miss Lila Bell. I'll name this photo album Lila Bell's Photos. Once we get her named like that, the next thing we'll do is go up and click on that check mark that says Edit Album. There it is, named and ready to go. We'll click on Edit Album. It'll give us a view of the album, and then we'll be going to a different menu. It's the three dots in the upper right hand corner. You'll see me hover there on it. Click it, go down to the Options menu option. Options. Once we click that, another menu will open, and this is to allow us to create a link to share this photo album. You turn that toggle switch on, and then you get another new menu. This one has all sorts of options. Notifications for when somebody gives you a comment or adds a new photo. And here's one we need to talk about as a safety measure. When you share the photo location, it lets anyone see where that photo was taken. So I choose to turn this one off. There's a link there to learn more if you'd like to. The rest of these, collaborate, let others add photos, comments, and likes, and then finally link sharing. We'll copy the link just by clicking on that button, and it's ready to paste into a text or an email to share your album. I hope that was a helpful little tutorial for you guys and gals. Yep, well, I thought we might wrap up this here episode sitting in the old guy's easy chair. Thanks for sticking around for this here episode. Hope you enjoyed it. You know, when I come into this thing, I had 4,327 of them photographs all jumbled up in that contraption of a cell phone. And I come out of it learning how I could use natural language search to find pretty much any one of them photos. As long as I remember something that was in the picture, I can find it. And it was more than that, too. We learned a little bit about albums, about adding those photographs to albums and then sharing those albums with others. Yeah, it's more than just tidying up your grandkids' photographs. It becomes a different tool that we can use to enrich our lives and our relationships. You know, if you're, maybe you got a group of friends down at church and y'all want to have you a picture album together, well, there you go. You can have one. And if you're pulling in whoppers out of the river like old Skeeter does, and you want to share them pictures of them big old fish with your fishing buddies, you can have an album with him too. Or like Ms. Imogene, she might want to share her favorite new quilt square that she just finished for the quilting bee for the ladies. I reckon we've all got something to share. And we've got people that are important to us and that we're important to them. We got to recite the credo here at the Old Guy Does AI, because you're smart. You are. You're kind. And by gosh almighty, you're important to this old guy. And I reckon you're important to a lot of other people too. So grab them memories, them photographs, put them in an album and share them out there. If you tap that little button that we talked about, give us a like, thumbs up, we'd much appreciate it. And you can hit the subscribe button and come on back around and visit us from time to time. And you can hit that ringy-dingy bell thing if you want. And that thing will give you a notification whenever the old guy gets his grits together and gets another episode up. We'll be seeing you next time here at the Old Guy Does AI.
Well, hey there, Grandma.